The big talk right now, Patrick Kane, the best U.S. hockey player, born, raised, whatever in the United States. Best U.S.-born hockey player is three-time Stanley Cup champion, leaving the Chicago Blackhawks. You want to talk about a franchise that's like, we're bottoming out and we are just starting right from the get-go? It's the Chicago Blackhawks. So they're looking to ship out Mr. Patrick Kane. Now, there's a couple of destinations. There's the Toronto that's looking to somehow trying to get him. The Edmonton is trying to get him. The LA Kings, the New York Rangers, the Golden Knights, and maybe he takes a hometown discount and goes to Buffalo. Thoughts on Patrick Kane leaving Chicago, and where will he end up?
That'd be awesome if he went to Buffalo, all jokes aside.
I think that's where he's going to go.
If that's where he wants to go, I think that's where he should go, and that would just change that. That it's funny because it may be because I look at the Buffalo Sabres as a team that has always had some good players, but they just can't quite get it together. Right. And it would be nice, right? But I don't know. But yeah, it's time to just blow it all up.
Yeah. Well, they're doing that already. I think I'm hearing Toronto's coming in hard. I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to do it. They would obviously have to try to get rid of a Nylander, because I would say of the four guys, he's the guy that's dispensable. Mm-hmm. If he ends up going to the Oilers, that's interesting. And I feel like they could pull it off. They have some trick in their bag of tricks.
Unless that living.
And that's where I'm thinking, Calgary, hey, why not? You've been pulling off everything else. Why not, Calgary? What if he's working the back channels?
That'd be amazing if he was, Mitch. It'd be amazing if he was.
Okay, so if Patrick Kane ends up going to Edmonton, then out of spite, we have to go get Jonathan Toews. We have to.
We have to.
Even if he can't play anymore. Out of spite, yes. We go, oh, really? Tit for tat, he's coming this way. How do you like them apples?
Over here.
Yeah, done. I think you'd be great in Calgary.
It'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be
amazing.
I'm starting rumors again.
Start the rumors.
I'm starting rumors.
You can do it.
Okay, number 2.
By the way, I credit the brother-in-law Mitch.
Yeah.
The pilot.
He said
it was there.
It was right there.
We had it.
It's Brad the Pilot Treliving.
That's his nickname. That's for you, South Carolina, George.
There it is. From there, let's go over to another little tidbit in the NHL. Carey Price. It sounds like he's done. He's not going to play anymore. He's not going to be able to come back. He's kind of finished. I got a question for you. Is Carey Price a Hall of Fame goalie?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it like it's hot here in season 7.
Mitch. Wow.
I'll go first.
It's got to go no.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I pulled up some stats because I wanted to see, right? In 2015, you couldn't put a tennis ball past this guy, okay? He won the Ted Lindsay, he won the Vezina, he won the Ara, he won the Ross, he won it all, okay? He got it all. Since then, which by the way is like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years now.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
He's still, a lot of people respect him. And I think that's the difference between respecting and what is he accomplishing. You know what I mean? And granted, he's, especially the last few years, he's gone through some stuff, so I don't want to like cut the guy down because that's out of his help.
Right.
But when I look at his stats even prior. So
it's like your height. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you, hey,
what can you do?
I've worked with it. And look at me now.
Look what you've turned it into.
Right?
Dare I say he's the tallest man in the room.
Sometimes.
Out of confidence.
Last week, the wedding. Suspenders. I'm not going to stop right there.
Buddy, I can't. Don't even.
I'm just saying.
It's too sexy.
So he's got 361 wins. He's got a 251 goals against average, a 917 save, 49 shutouts. In the playoffs, 49 wins, a couple of more losses than wins. Thoughts?
Yeah, overall, I got to say no. I mean, the only thing that might sneak him in there is maybe what he's done internationally.
Yeah.
Gold medals for Team Canada, this, that, and the other. But overall, I got to say no. And if he does, he's a very last ballot Hall of Fame kind of guy. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's very true. Great goaltender. Of the era. But, it's funny because it's you look back on these things and you say that wasn't really a glamorous Hall of Fame type of career. It was just a great career.
Now, a lot of people are going to get nostalgic. He got to the Stanley Cup Finals, but didn't win. See, at the end of the day, that's what the problem is. He got really far. He got there, but he's like a Charles Barkley. You know, but not with all the accolades that Charles Barkley had.
And here's the other thing too, right? Is you look at a guy like Brodeur, right? Who maybe hasn't had as many Stanley Cups as, let's say, some of the other guys out there that are jumping into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But think of all those stats behind the Brodeur. Right? So sometimes, like, okay, maybe if you're a player that won 1-2, whatever, but then when you have the shutout record, the goals against, right? Like, you start going down the list, you're like, okay, you have a gimme as to why maybe he didn't win the big one. He doesn't really have much of a case for anything.
That's what I'm trying to say. And you'll find out later, maybe not. Amaga Malaka. We'll talk. We'll figure something out.
You know, this is one of the few times in roster, I got to tell you, Mitch and I usually at least have a brief 10-minute stint about what we're going to talk about this week.
Yeah, I never told you.
Zero clue.
I forgot to tell you.
I'm here. Well, I tried calling you this morning, but whatever.
Well, I was busy. All right? Yeah. I was busy. Wait, every time you call, I got to answer the phone. I got things.
Kind of works that way, Mitch, when we're doing a podcast.
Well, I got things.
So I'm actually hearing the itinerary for the first time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You and the roster.
I do well.
All right, last one in Dump and Chase. Phil Kessel. He found a new home. The new Iron Man, within a few games in the NHL season this year, he will be the Iron Man of the NHL.
I don't know if I call him Iron.
It is what it is. Does he look like iron? No.
He's more of a malleable metal. The Mercury Man.
He's more of a
Mercury.
Metal, I like
but
that.
He's a liquid metal.
He's a liquid metal.
He's the Mercury Man.
That's good. I love that. So he signed a 1-year deal with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Now, that in itself, he might not be able to get the record because of that alone, and we all know what we're talking about. There's a plethora of hot dogs in Las Vegas, and there he may not make it. However, as he got signed, he went and did his presser to say, hey, thanks, Las Vegas, for taking me in.
Sure.
He cuts down the Coyotes. He's like he said the players are trying and the players are great. He loved being there, but this organization, he goes, is over. Like, it's done. They're not even trying. So we all know that as fans on the outside. We're like, you're playing in a stadium this year with 5,000 people. Guys like Phil Kessel, well, we got to respect him. Stanley Cup winner, American-born player, gold medal winner, blah, blah, blah. You got to respect the guy. And if he's telling you, listen, this is a crappy organization, why is the NHL holding on to this, man?
It's and did you mention Stanley Cup champion?
I did say.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. It was. I'm glad he said that.
So am I.
You know, I'm glad that just say it. Like, to be honest with you, and from the NHL's perspective, this is what I love about the NHL. You can say whatever you want about Gary Bettman and, you know, the evilness that it is, but you can't say that trying to keep a franchise where it is, he's trying his best.
Right.
But you know what? It's time to go.
Yeah.
You know, hockey doesn't work in the desert.
Just does not work in there.
And if it is to work in the desert, leave, come back and do it right if there's still the appetite, i.e. play where the Phoenix Suns play, for example.
Sure.
Put it somewhere where it's actually decent. But if it's not working, go somewhere else. I mean, when you start, I've always said it, like, Portland should have an NHL team. There's clearly an appetite there.
Sure.
They're the Minnesota of the other side. You know, like, there's just... See, aren't they?
Yeah,
sure. The Minnesota of the other side.
I didn't know people talk about it that much, and it had a reputation of that. But I believe you.
I just made that up. I made it up.
Oh, you made that up?
I made that up. Exclusive. I'm on fire, Jerry. Yeah, I'm glad. Just say it how it is. That organization stinks.
It sucks.
Like, buddy, this guy's been in Toronto. He's been in Pittsburgh. You know, this guy's been some places.
He knows.
He knows what he's doing.
You know, and he's like, he literally cut it down. He's like, and you know, you got to respect it. He's like the John Daly of the NHL, right?
Yes.
And he's just going to tell you how it is. He's like, it's not working here, guys. You know what I mean? Where's my Diet Coke? Actually, there's a report that he was upset. I can't remember which coach it was put on the team, and he had heard the guy's like a health nut, like the coach. He's like, he better not try to tell me that I can't drink Coke during the periods and stuff like that. It's like, I love Phil Kessel. The more I talk about him out loud, the more I'm in love with the guy.
Did you ever see that interview with Pierre, what's his name? Anyways, he did that interview when he's like, how's your breath? He's like, yeah, it's pretty bad, eh? And he was actually talking about his cardio. And he's like, oh, the guy's a dude. The guy's a dude. He's a MAGA. What are you going to do?
So Las Vegas, congrats on the sign.
I
like it.
Best place for him to go.
Best place. I love it.
What they bopping, you can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I be locked in.